How about belt to ass?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time in the regular season, it's time to meet your boys on a mill because your Arizona State Sun Devils got the job done against the Arizona Wildcats 49-7. Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. I am Anthony Totri, joined as always by the one, the only Jedi himself, Erik. We've got Captain Redbeard behind the Mac making all of the magic happen. Guys, do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and drop a 5-star review.
5 stars.
Wherever you get your podcast. We have a jam-packed post-game show locked and loaded for everybody. Of course, we've got bottle service, Sanderson Ford drive of the game. We've got by the numbers. We've got a ton, including Big 12 championship scenarios, updates throughout the entire show. 49-7. Your Arizona State Sun Devils 10-2. Wow. Potentially a Big 12 championship.
You did all that you could do.
Yeah.
You controlled what you could control. You went in to Arizona Stadium. You traveled to Tucson, and from the first play of the game, you dominated, you controlled, you showed that not only were you the better team on the field, you're the better coach team, you're the more prepared team. You are the team ready for the moment like you have been 10 times already this season. And you said meet us on Mill. Brother, we're taking over Tucson.
Yeah, you're right.
We're boots on the ground in the dirty Tucson. We were at Illegal Pete's live because we had our takeover earlier today at Bourbon Bent. It was a cross takeover, U of A, ASU. Shout out to everybody who came out there. Shout out to Bourbon Bent, Neutral, Brandon Bills are sponsors for that as well. And if you're still here in Tucson, if you are a Sun Devil supporter here in Tucson, come through Illegal Pete's right now, top level. Come here, come party with us because your Arizona State Sun Devils, your Heisman candidate Cam Skattebo, your Big 12 Coach of the Year Kenny Dillingham are 10-2.
What is this world, dude? What is this reality that we are in where Arizona State finishes their first year in the Big 12, 10-2? They're awaiting a couple other scenarios which currently are in their favor right now to potentially be in the Big 12 title game. Like I said, we're going to get into all of the Big 12 title scenarios as the show goes on. Like you said, if you're an Arizona State fan right now, TCU is beating Cincinnati, I believe 17-7, about midway through that second quarter. If that result were to hold, then your Arizona State Sun Devils would punch their ticket to the Big 12 title game. And even if that doesn't hold, there are a couple other scenarios as it goes along.
20-7.
20-7 right now. That is absolutely huge for Kenny Dillingham and company. But let's go ahead. Let's get into this game. You brought it up already a bit. This was domination.
Yes.
From the opening kickoff, Arizona State wanted to set a tone. I said all week long that I personally wasn't worried about this Arizona team because of the way that Arizona State was prepping throughout the week, because of things that I had heard. And again, just the importance of this game, right? Mm-hmm. If you are Kenny Dillingham and you want to own the Valley, if you want to own the state of Arizona, it starts with this rivalry. All the other stuff is great, right? Being 10-2, beating ranked teams, storming the field, getting sellout crowds, that's all fine and dandy. But this right here, this game, this territorial cup, the duel in the desert, call it whatever you want, that's where you own the state. That's where you own recruiting. And Kenny Dillingham, they had an identity today. And it was, hey, Brennan, we are going to smack you in the mouth. Mm-hmm. Cam Skattebo, Sam Leavitt, Jordan Tyson, our guys are better than your guys, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, and you saw it with Cam Skattebo right off the bat. You knew that Cam Skattebo was going to be the tone setter. Shout out to PHNX's own Cam Skattebo, who was on the program earlier this week. And when we were talking to him I asked him about, possible Big 12 championship, Arizona game, all of that. And he goes, when we win on Saturday. Not if, not maybe, not we're planning on it, but when we win. And you saw a man running the ball like somebody who already guaranteed it.
Yeah.
They showed up to play knowing that they were the better team. And they knew that everything was in their hands. Not only were they the better team, they were the team with more on the line.
Yeah.
Arizona had nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. If anything, they would have lost by winning because that might have meant Brennan sticks around another year. But you're sitting here and you're looking at a guy like Cam Skattebo and you give him the ball and you let him set the tone early, and he just does. Arizona's defense was no match, and then boom, you have the counter Jordan Tyson. I know we'll talk about his injury later, but what an absolutely phenomenal performance from him. You had your big three, Skattebo, Tyson, Leavitt, step up in, I don't know if I want to say the biggest moment because BYU and Kansas State were bigger games.
Yeah, those were the bigger moments.
But this is like a different type of moment,
it
right? Like, you're not playing as good of a team. You're expected to win. You're 9-point favorites on the road in a rivalry game.
Yeah.
That's not something that you commonly see.
No.
But you still had your best players show up with everything to lose, and they played like everything was on the line. That is a testament to them and their preparation, but who's prepping them as well? Kenny D and the coaches. Marcus Arroyo, Brian Ward coached phenomenal games. Coached circles around the entire Arizona staff. That was really the difference maker here because you saw Arizona was in position to take advantage of a couple of things or maybe try to snag some momentum, and they just played scared.
I mean, this game was never in doubt, right?
Never.
And a big part of the reason why I wasn't a giant believer in it's a rivalry, throw away everything you think you know about the game, is because this Arizona State team is so much just more, they're just a better coach football team.
This is not middle of the pack Big 12.
No, absolutely not. And they didn't do anything special, right? Like in this game and through all season, Arizona State has had an identity.
Yes.
We are going to run the football, and if you think that you can hang with us, then by all means, because we feel like our guys up front, we feel like Cam Skattebo is better than your guys, right? And if that doesn't work, then that's fine. We believe in our redshirt freshman quarterback. We believe in our wide receiver in Jordan Tyson. And that's exactly what it was today. It wasn't just Cam Skattebo imposing his will, right? It was Sam Leavitt, Jordan Tyson, other guys, Xavier Guillory, Shimon Matire.
Tyson Brown with
100 yards
100 yards
8 carries.
On 8 carries.
Everybody 8, dude.
That's next year's RB1, by the way.
There was a
Tyson
buffet
Brown
in Tucson, and the Devils came hungry, dude.
No, they did. This was one of those games, and I was talking to you as we were driving up because we made the trip this morning. And I was like, I'm not confident about this game. I predicted Arizona State to win by at least 20. They obviously overperformed that.
Did you pick them by 20?
Yeah.
Okay,
41-21.
I'm just double checking.
I tried to give Arizona some benefit of the doubt because I had this little voice in the back of my head. It was the voice of the Sun Devil fan that's been scorned before. Right? The one who saw everything go right, and then in the worst moment, it was blown. It was just all taken apart, and those high highs that you would hit, they didn't matter anymore because they were countered by low lows. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care what happens the rest of the season in the sense of if ASU, let's say, they get screwed in the most obscene scenario.
I mean,
happens,
we don't even put that juju out there.
What I'm saying is I can't feel that way again. We have passed that point of feeling scorned like we have before. You have taken care of business, and every single game you were supposed to take care of business. You got ranked and you got better. You got ranked and you played better teams than BYU, and you won and you showed out. That is the change. That is the difference. That is Kenny Dillingham. That is now your Arizona State Sun Devils.
It is. Again, there's still a lot on the line for Arizona State, right? The regular season is over. We haven't had these types of conversations about the Sun Devils in some time. But get this, right? 10-2 to close out the regular season. Arizona State has as many wins this season as Tennessee does, 10-2. As many as Ohio State does, 10-2. More wins than Missouri, an SEC team, at 9-3. Arizona State, as many wins as Georgia this season. More wins than Ole Miss. Obviously more wins than Colorado. Like, this is a team in Arizona State that is one of the best in the country.
Yes.
Dude.
No, like, there is no mincing words. This is not just the best story in college football. This isn't just some underdog. They're better than everybody thought. This is one of the best teams in the entire country. Not one of the best stories, not one of the best underdog teams. One of the best teams point blank period, and they played like it today. You come in and you dominate inferior competition. You dominate who you are supposed to dominate. That is what the great teams do. If you look at a team like Georgia, right, playing a Georgia Tech last night, like, that got crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes those games get crazy. This one, there wasn't even a chance. And you know what, dude? Shout out to all the ASU fans who made the trip down to Tucson, or left or right to Tucson, wherever you're coming from. And that stadium was louder for ASU than it was for Arizona.
It absolutely was. And it's, again, you win, the fans show up, right?
Yes.
We've had to have that conversation for years on end, and it's nice to see the Sun Devils winning and the fans showing up at the same time. Look, 49-7. This was a beatdown from start to finish, and I do want to get to By the Numbers, presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. Of course, Erik, you get the gist at this point. The only number that matters is that final score.
And what did that one look like?
49-7.
49-7.
49-7.
That's a lot of
Ironically
points.
enough, what's Arizona State's favorite number in the history of the program after a former player?
After a former player.
After a former player. You got it, man.
No, you can't put me on the
you're
spot
right.
like
I
that.
can't ask you questions.
You can't. You know that I crumble.
Arizona State's margin of victory, 42 points.
Oh, okay. See, I thought you were talking about 7. I was like thinking about sevens. I was like, what?
It's okay. It's okay.
You can't do this.
I know.
To me. Vibes are too high, Anthony Totri.
I know. Look, this is what Sam Leavitt and Trenton Bourguet did through the air. 362 passing yards to $126 for the Wildcats. On the ground, it was a stable of Arizona State running backs. 281 yards, just 84 for Arizona. Total yards, quick math here, Erik, 643 yards for Dilly's Devils, 210 for Brennan's Pussycats.
643?
Yeah, a lot. It was a lot of yards.
Oh, my gosh.
Average yards per play, 9.9 yards per play for Arizona State. 0.1 yard away from averaging a first down per play. 3.6 for Arizona. Time of possession in favor of the Devils, 33-56 to 26 and change for Arizona. Which one sticks out most for you, Erik?
Which one sticks out the most?
I mean, they all.
Probably the 643 total yards.
Yeah, that'll do it, huh?
I mean, Cam Skattebo alone, just on the ground, had 177.
Yeah.
Alone. Only one reception for 8 yards, so, he could still get better. But I'm
going to tell him you said that.
No, I mean, I'll tell him this Wednesday. But here's the thing. You go into this game, and for a majority of it, or at least a good portion of it, Cam Skattebo alone outgained all of Arizona's offense. And this is an Arizona offense, mind you, that we talk about boasting multiple, like really, really talented players, of course, led by T-Mac, Tetairoa, McMillan, right? I thought that he was going to be able to have a game to at least put up some points on the board, right? I expected Arizona to score. I didn't expect them to score a lot.
Can I ask you why?
Because it felt like in games like this, usually the cream of the crop, it rises to the top, right? And honestly, I think there was a lot more potential for that on Noah Fifita's part. Noah Fifita did not play a good game.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all. And to me, I just expected a little bit of a better connection just because of the stakes on this game, because of the talent level there. Nothing nearly enough to upset the Sun Devils to make it close, but I didn't expect this bad of a performance from that. I know T-Mac scored, but there was never like a will-imposing moment for him.
No, I mean, the best player on that team had to play, right? Mm-hmm. Other than that, and yes, Noah didn't look good, right? Nobody on Arizona looked good today. There's not a single player, even T-Mac, right? If you take away that one long catch for the touchdown, 5 catches, less than 50 receiving yards.
I mean, yeah,
no touchdown.
He didn't have a great game, and that's what I'm saying. I didn't expect that.
But it was the game plan, right? Like Arizona's coaching, which we talked about earlier, they looked just outclassed when it came to coaching. Like, this is a team in Arizona that has a coaching staff that, with all due respect, belongs at San Jose State, not at Arizona. That's what you got. And if you are an Arizona fan right now, you should be begging and pleading for the athletic department to
keep Brennan.
To try and do something about what you got going on. Because as long as Dilly is in Tempe, it's not getting any better for Arizona.
Well, let's start the movement. Hashtag keep BB. keep BB in Tucson. Brent and Brennan, we want you to stick around. We love what you've been doing with the program. Hit a like if you want the Arizona Wildcats to retain Brent and Brennan as their head
I'm gonna go
football
like it
coach.
again.
You want to go like? I'm gonna go like it a couple times, and make sure you guys drop in the comments what your favorite moment of the game was. Was it maybe early on, or was it later when Trenton Bourguet got in? You tell us that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, we're gonna take a quick break.
Guys, I want to tell you about our friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union. Look, we trust Kenny Dillingham.
Yes.
We trust Cam Skattebo. We trust Sam Leavitt. Okay? And look, they're all a part of the great Arizona State University. Desert Financial, well, they're the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University. And look, Kenny's only been doing this for 2 years, so look, you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt when it comes to trust.
He's a lot of room to grow.
Desert Financial Credit Union, buddy, they've been doing it for more than 84 years. They've been Arizona's largest and most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. They've been running in Rubus's family for decades now at this.
3 generations.
Absolutely incredible, guys. Now is the time to show your ASU team spirit. Open a free checking account online and get $200 plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started.
Chicken and pickle. There, that's the ad read. That's all you need to know, because chicken and pickle is the place to be, whether it's a casual thing. You want to go hang out with a couple of friends, grab a couple of drinks in their 2-story bar, watch some football on their TVs, and have some incredible food. Check. Maybe you want to go on a date. Maybe you want to play a little pickleball, get active. You can do it on their indoor or outdoor courts. Maybe you want to rent out a court, bring a lot of friends, have a little tournament. Oh, wait, speaking of tournaments, PHNX is going to have a pickleball tournament, expanded field, all of that. Go phnx.com/events. But Chicken and Pickle is a fantastic place, from food to games to football, all of that, including Cardinals watch parties and tailgates at the home games. Head to chickenandpickle.com to see all the fun that you can have at their Glendale location. And before we get back into the game, I do want to remind everybody that we have 2 new Arizona State University shirts over at the locker. Go phnx.com. Click on that locker. You have an Activate the Valley shirt, which Cam Skattebo had live on PHNX Sun Devils earlier this week. And you have a special new one. I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but you can go check that out and check it out at the locker right now. Woo!
Just want to give everybody a heads up, an update in the TCU game. TCU still up 20-7, 8 seconds left in that first half. TCU 2nd and 3 at the Cincinnati 15.
Todd Graham, we love you.
Keep that in mind, again, as the post-game show goes along. If TCU holds on, your Arizona State Sun Devils are going to the Big 12
Where are they going?
Title game.
Where are
Big
they going?
12 championship. They might get more wins at Jerry World than the Cowboys at this
crazy.
point. It is crazy.
And shout out to all the U of A fans here watching.
Yeah,
I mean,
you gotta love them.
You just gotta bask in the glory.
You do. You know, sometimes
on their home turf.
It's like sometimes you watch your little brother get an accomplishment. You're just like, you know what? I'm so happy for you.
What was the accomplishment for them, though?
That their season's over.
Well, that's true.
They don't gotta watch this anymore.
Okay, can we talk about the after the game stuff? By the way, Damon Dog in the building.
The
Damon
Arizona
Dog
fan here.
Arizona's biggest fan. Smile is on his face. Kenny Dillingham's biggest fan.
Really, he is.
Damon Dog.
I love Kenny.
Yeah, here.
Kenny loves you.
He's the best. Kenny's the best. I hate myself. I hate everything that's ever happened to me. The world is awful.
Yeah.
Sports are terrible.
It's been rough for you this year,
I have
dude.
a question for you. Here, scoot in here. I have a question for you. How did you feel about Jacob Kingaika sunning your program?
Oh, God.
I think I tweeted it. I said, cringe, loser, pathetic, what a bum. No need for it at all.
All right, I think that's enough of Damon Dog on the PHNX Sun Devil Show. Appreciate you stopping by, Damon Dog.
We love you, Damon Dog. We appreciate
I thought
you,
it was killer. I thought it was funny.
I loved it.
I thought it was really funny.
I absolutely loved it.
How could you not?
Yeah.
How could you not think it was funny? I mean, especially because here's the thing. If it would be a little bit different, I'd still like it. It'd be a little bit different if it was like Sam Leavitt, right? But the fact that it was somebody who was at the University of Arizona. The University of Arizona said, get out of here. Dude, you know what I was told from University of Arizona fans when Jacob Kingaika transferred here? I was told, who? The disrespect, and that man just planted a pitchfork at your home field as we are in contention for a Big 12 championship. So make sure the next time that we steal somebody from you, you're not talking like that.
TCU did not get any points out of that last drive.
It's halftime. 20-7 at halftime. We'll take 20-7. But shout out Jacob Kingaika, man. What a story for Jacob Kingaika. What a story for the trenches. The Sun Devils obviously out-dominated in the skill positions, right? Talk about it as far as coaching. But when it comes to big boy football dominating in the trenches, what did they do?
They dominated.
They dominated.
They owned. Love it. Absolutely love some Sun Devil fans walking through illegal Pete's right now. Look, we will get to bottle service, but I do want to talk about Jordan Tyson.
Yeah.
Jordan Tyson today continued what he's done over the last month and change. He's been on an absolute tear today. 8 catches, 143 yards, and a touchdown. The connection between him and Sam Leavitt seems to grow every single week. Unfortunately, on that 8th catch, went down real hard on his shoulder. Eventually went in the blue tent, came out in a sling and street clothes. So definitely not what you want to see if you are an Arizona State Sun Devil fan, something that we will be monitoring obviously all week long ahead of a bowl game, ahead of a potential Big 12 championship appearance. But when you go down like that, as hard as you do, obviously immediately going in the tent, getting a sling, you obviously worry for a broken collarbone.
Sure.
That is worst case scenario. Broken collarbone would certainly end Jordan Tyson's season. So I'm not a doctor. I don't know the official word. We're obviously going to do some digging, some asking around, see what we can get. But that would be a massive loss for Arizona State. Jordan Tyson wasn't able to go in a bowl game or potential Big 12 title. Yeah,
real quick before I answer that, we have some people in the chat. William in the chat asking where we are. Illegal Pete's top floor. Come through. Say you're with PHNX. Jordan Tyson, the loss there would put a very big damper on any potential Big 12 title games. I think this team has proven that they are willing to step up to the moment, even when they are down their best players. They lost Cam Skattebo for a game. They won that game. They lost Sam Leavitt for a game, and they lost that game. But I would say it's easier to overcome Jordan Tyson, despite how incredible he's been. I tweeted, he's a Sunday player. He's making some incredible heads-up, top of the point, like grabs, 1 foot in, like kind of balancing act in there. He's incredible. And if you lose him against anybody in the Big 12 title game, that is going to be a rough loss for you. It would be interesting to see what Hines Ward in that wide receiver room does if Cam Skattebo is just the guy through and through. But hopefully it's a little bit more precautionary what happened with him today. The game was already out of hand. You knew that he wasn't going to try and get back into it. So maybe it's just, hey, sling it up. Let's see how you're doing later. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But honestly, I'm at the point where for my own sake, I'm going to expect the worst, and then I'm just going to see what happens after that. Hopefully he's okay.
I mean, that's all you can do. I know there's a bunch of people in the chat with some super chats. I promise we will get to those super chats at the end of the show. I promise we appreciate everybody that has stuck around for the entire season at this point. Obviously, PHNX Sun Devil Show just getting started. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I do want to get to bottle service all year long. Sam Leavitt, Jordan Tyson, Cam Skattebo.
Sure.
Who do you think is getting bottle service for this one?
You know, it's funny because as you were leading it up, I didn't know for the first time ever who was going to be bottle service. We didn't talk about it. Then I looked at your computer. And I saw it.
You cheater.
And I'm like, you know what? It makes sense.
Is that fair?
It makes sense. And in fact, I think it is long overdue.
Well, here you go. The man getting bottle service is none other than the Arizona State head coach, Kenny Dillingham. The man who has helped revitalize his program in just 2 short seasons, from 3-9 to 10-2. Not to mention a 49-7 victory over rival Arizona in Tucson. Kenny Dillingham has transformed the way that people think about Arizona State football in just a short period of time. This is Arizona State's 5th win in a row, the longest win streak for the Sun Devils since 2014, I believe. The most yards that Arizona State has ever had in a Territorial Cup game. They didn't even have this many yards in the 70-7 game.
No.
The Sun Devils are in great hands with Kenny Dillingham. And, again, a reminder, Marcus Arroyo and Brian Ward contract extensions through the next 3 seasons.
Locked up. Again, you know why ASU fans are so excited about Kenny Dillingham, so excited about this program? It's not just because he's a good football coach. It's not just because he's good with recruits and good with people. It's not just because he's a genuinely good person who will give up his own hard-earned money to people who need it a little bit more. It's the fact that he's every single one of those things combined.
Yeah.
And a genuine person along the way. In a world full of fake, in a world full of phony, in college football, in college athletics, in sports, in the world, Kenny Dillingham is as real as it gets. And you could take away all the qualifiers, youngest, new head coach bursting on the scene. Kenny Dillingham is one of the best coaches in college football. Screw the qualifiers, screw anything else. He's one of the best, and he will have an argument for the best considering what Arizona State does the rest of this season and for the rest of his time in Tempe. Everybody else better buckle up. Big 12, rivals, the college football playoff, because this is what this guy is doing in year 2. Give him some more money. Give him some more time. If he's doing this after a 3-win season, what happens when you over triple that?
Yeah.
There's a chance that they quadruple.
There is.
There's a chance.
There's a chance they're conference champions.
There's a chance they're champions.
That's
technically
champions.
Champions.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Listen, put it on a T-shirt. I wish that you could take this moment and this feeling and bottle it up, right?
Yeah.
Because this is just insane, incredible, and you've done all that you can do.
Yeah.
Everything, and you've done it to the best level. What was your favorite part from this game?
My favorite part from this game was sitting in the press box and watching Cam Skattebo run. And I know Arizona media has watched Cam Skattebo throughout the season, right?
Yes.
But, and I've said it before, Cam Skattebo is a thumper. He is a Swiss Army knife with brass knuckles on the end. This is a kid that surprises you with how dominant he is in the little things, right? It's one thing to run through somebody. It's another to make good cuts. Always impressed with Cam Skattebo's his ball carrier vision and his balance. Today, his balance in watching Arizona media react to his balance on plays and runs that, again, are 3, 4, 5-yard carries that ultimately, because he's able to stay on his feet, turn into 8, 9, 10-yard carries, which may not sound like a lot in those 3 yards, but in reality, those 3 yards could be the difference between a first down, a whole new set of downs, and in reality, it opens up the playbook, right? To be able to have a guy that you can hand the football to 21 times today for 177 yards, 3 first-half touchdowns for the second week in a row.
Oh, my God.
And then still have the ability to throw in a guy like Kyson Brown who can get over the century mark on 8 carries, right? Mm-hmm. Sam Leavitt, we've seen him do amazing things, scrambling all season long. Today, he didn't need to, right? The ground was taken care of by your running backs, which is something you love to see. He dominated, nearly threw for 3 300 yards.
I was about to say, I love that this was your favorite moment from the game.
I know, dude. I could go on and on.
No, it's great. It's great.
It's a magical team, and look, you joked about it in the car. Maybe you weren't joking, but this season turned around, right, when Rubis got here, when Rubis was a part of the PHNX Sun Devils.
No, you want to know, it's
Captain Redbeard?
Captain Redbeard, it's the ship. We got on the ship.
We did.
And now the ship is sailing.
It's sailing.
At first, we thought maybe the ship could go, a couple miles, right? More than last year, but we still have a lot of work to do on this ship. But some way, somehow, our captain, oh dear captain, led us along the way through 12 games of, again, mostly great things. You look at the two losses.
No, they were all great things.
You look at the two losses.
To happen.
Yeah, you look at the 2 losses, right? Arizona State got in their own way. I feel like they were very mad at themselves after the Texas Tech game. They were shorthanded, they were injured, and they got in their own way. They could have won that game. They didn't. You have a bye week, you bounce back with a win, right? Same thing when you lose to Cincinnati. You're injured. In fact, losing your starting quarterback. But you still feel like you could have won that game if you didn't get in your own way, right? And you come back from that with a victory, and you rattle them off. I mean, we are talking about 2 games where the team doesn't get in their own way from clean slate, from running the season. And that is not an unrealistic thing to say. That is not a crazy thing for me to say. No. But can I tell you my favorite moment?
You can tell me your favorite.
My favorite moment, I got to go as a fan of this game. So shout out PHNX, shout out everybody who came over to our takeover. And we were right next to the Arizona band. And after 2 possessions for Arizona State, I'm thinking, and I'm like, yo, the band is playing hype songs for Arizona State. And now we got the music going on now because the band's playing hype songs for Arizona State. Listen, it just was funny to me because it felt like we took the whole momentum out of their stadium. It felt like we took the air out of their sails. It felt like we took whatever little hope it was left.
Are they chanting ASU in here?
I don't know. They should be chanting ASU.
I don't know what they're chanting, guys.
But there's been a ton of maroon and gold around in Tucson as well.
There has.
A ton.
As soon as that game ended, a lot of U of A fans just started to clear out.
So we left at halftime because we have to go set up for the show.
We did.
You know, we're leaving, and I see maybe like 5 total ASU fans leaving, mostly because they're super inebriated, and then just droves of Wildcats fans.
Yeah, I don't. And I'm gonna leave out some words.
Okay.
Here, for our friends watching on television, but we had so you guys went as fans. I was obviously in the press box. So I was leaving, and as I was leaving, there were some Arizona State fans and some Wildcat fans, college kids that definitely looked like they were in college, kind of going back and forth, right? And the Arizona fans were yelling things, obscenities, whatever, at Arizona State fans, saying, "Oh, you have STDs," right?
Jeez.
Based off of
right.
like going to Arizona State.
Okay.
And the Arizona State fan responded with, "I would rather have an STD than Brennan as my head coach." And I was like, I mean, he kind of got him. What are you supposed to say to that?
I mean, that is kind of cooked. To give another story, and we met actually a lot of wonderful Arizona fans. I know people don't want to hear that. But at our takeover, a lot of good people who support PHNX Wildcats. So it's nothing personal, but there was a kid as we were leaving the stadium who was just so drunk, screaming, "Yellow and red are your colors? Those are such ugly colors." And it was just like the most copious cope of all time.
The most copious cope.
You're leaving your rivalry game because you're getting smacked by 30 points at halftime. And you're like, "Oh, but your colors." Shut up, dude. Take the L. Walk away.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Guys, do a solid. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star
We will
review.
get to Super Chats.
We will get to Super Chats. We've got a ton of other stuff that we are going to get to, including Erik Ruby's little diss track that he dropped this morning. We will get to that throughout the show as well, but we are going to take just a quick break.
Today was great for a lot of reasons. The takeover, the game, the win. But also because I got to enjoy just a couple of neutrals.
Yeah, you look like you
early in the
enjoyed
morning.
a couple of
I mean, I had to. They had the orange and the pineapple today. I like those 2 flavors. I rocked with the orange. But there are so many more flavors in the neutral universe, right? Some would call it the multiverse. There's cranberry apple, strawberry lemonade. There's the black cherry. There's so many different parts of neutral. And the best part is it doesn't just taste good. It is good. And by it is good, I mean real ingredients, not artificial, nothing fake. All it is vodka, seltzer, and real juice. And that is real good. And nothing goes better than a possible Big 12 championship contending team and a territorial cup than neutral.
Look,
keep it tasty. Enjoy responsible. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Neutrals of flavored vodka and carbonation out of St. Louis, Missouri.
I think when the season ends, it's Kenny Dillingham needs a vacation.
He deserves it.
He deserves a vacation, maybe a staycation for that matter, over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, because remember, nobody does it better. He could stay, or you could stay at any one of their 4 locations, Wild Horse Pass, Vequiva, Santan Mountain, to experience the best that the Valley has to offer. And if you're interested in winning big, well, winning big is exactly what you could do over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Go all in with over 4,500 slots and live table games, or you can catch all the action at any of their sports books with an unprecedented level of entertainment and excitement that you're not going to find anywhere else in the Valley. Also, be on the lookout. We're going to be hosting some events there all year, including Cards and Sons watch parties and more. So stay tuned on info on how you guys can come hang out with us. A reminder, you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details. Just want to update everybody watching live on what's going on in Arizona State's fight to secure a berth for the Big 12 title game. Again, TCU and Cincinnati are at halftime. TCU is up 20-7. If that result were to hold, doesn't matter what occurs in the rest of the games, Arizona State would punch their ticket to the Big 12 title. Now, if that doesn't hold, then you turn to Iowa State and Kansas State. Iowa State just took the lead over Kansas State 7-0. At that point, you are rooting for Kansas State to take out Iowa State. But again, all of these things are very fluid. you do have BYU at the end of the evening. If all of the other stuff doesn't go the Sun Devils'
way. If Cincinnati wins, if Iowa State wins,
then you are rooting for BYU to beat the brakes off of the Houston Cougars at BYU.
I really hope it does not come down to a game that kicks off at, 8:15, 8:30?
8:15.
That would be something else. But speaking of something else, I think we have something new.
We do. We have the one, the only Craig Morgan.
No way.
Yeah.
No, okay. Not the Craig Morgan.
The Craig Morgan.
No way.
Yeah, I was sitting next to him for the most of the game.
Were you?
I was.
I didn't realize that you were famous enough to know Craig Morgan.
I mean, I consider it a blessing and an honor.
It is.
Yeah, no, it really is. Guys, Craig Morgan was at the game. He was also at Kenny Dillingham in the players' post-game press conference. Craig, just what was the initial vibe like from Dilly and the guys after a 42-point win over their rival?
He was pretty subdued until Cam came in, and then things got a little crazy. They had some fun once Cam came into the room. But Kenny, listen, you guys just laid out this situation. It's bizarre. I almost feel like on the last game of the season, they should have all the games at the same time. So we know what's happening. It's a bizarre setup. They don't know if they're in the Big 12 title game or not. They're probably going to get there based on, a crazy probability. But overall, I mean, he just talks so much about where this team has come from last season to this season. And he was looking at it through the lens of this game in particular, with what they did against Arizona. But you can go farther than that, obviously, when you look at the biggest turnaround in the program's history, a program that dates to the 18 whatever. It's insane what this program has accomplished in just one season. Zero people saw this coming. Somebody asked him, what would you have said if somebody asked you, told you you were going to win 10 games? And Kenny said, I don't know, because honestly, I don't think that would have been a real question. I don't think anyone ever would have asked me that.
So, Craig, you've covered this team before. You've been around Arizona State athletics for a while. I do want to ask questions about the locker room and the answers that they had after the game in a second. But for you personally, where does this season rank as far as, something that's just all time? You're going to remember exactly where you were when they were doing this type of stuff this season. Where does this rank for somebody who has such a deep history with this program and sports in Arizona, period?
Well, I can't think of a more meaningful season in Arizona State football history other than 1996. That was the last one I was around. Hate to say that I was around for that, but I was. I mean, that's you know the story there, right? Those guys are legends in the building over there. Jake Plummer, Pat Tillman, you can just go down the list. Juan Roque, there are tons of people on that team that are legends in Arizona State history because they won the conference, they won the PAC, they went to the Rose Bowl, they were in the hunt for a national championship. This season, to me, and we'll see how it plays out, right? If they go and win the Big 12 title and end up in the first incarnation of the expanded college football playoff, I mean, this is going to rate right up there with that season for me in terms of all-time ASU seasons because, first of all, nobody saw this coming, right? Nobody saw anything close to this happening this season. I don't know how you even put in perspective yet where this season is because you've got more of it to play out. But when it's all said and done, we're going to look back on this season and say, oh my God, what Kenny Dillingham did this season, it was unprecedented in Arizona State history. Very few things are unprecedented, guys. He did the unprecedented this year.
Absolutely. Look, you mentioned this season isn't over yet, and we talked a little bit at the start of the show about Jordan Tyson, the magical month that he has had with Sam Leavitt. Obviously a really, really great game before he ended up going down. Was there any sort of update from Kenny or any of the other guys just in terms of where Jordan Tyson is at the moment health-wise?
Unfortunately not. They said they'll know tonight or tomorrow morning. That's a big piece, right? You don't want to lose that piece going into the Big 12 title game in the college football playoff. You want him. He's been a monster all season. So hopefully they get some good news on that front. He was in a sling. I'm sure you guys saw that out on the sidelines. And, he came out and he was angry that he missed some plays. That was the first thing that he said to Kenny. So he seemed to be in good spirits, but we'll find out a little later about the severity of the injury.
Was there anything else that from the post-game answers that stood out to you as something that kind of caught your attention from either Kenny or one of the players?
Well, I mean, people are talking about Nick Saban saying that Cam is probably his favorite player. And Cam turned to Kenny and said, that's great, but I want to be this guy's favorite player, which is just such a touching moment, right?
Fire me up.
Come on, write the greeting cards. It's so down home America, right? The other moment that And I admit I miss Sam Leavitt talking in the post-game news conference because I was out on the field watching Cam just go down the row of Sun Devil fans, sign autographs, take selfies, chat with people. He was out here a good 20 minutes after everybody else had left the field, just engaging with the fans. And he said that's what it's all about. When it's all said and done, it's about those connections. So he's savoring those connections while he's at Arizona State. Really cool moment.
That was something that we talked to Cam about when he was on the show earlier, and said that he was going to stick around and make sure that, he was there for fans in his last game. He's a great person. He's obviously a really great player as well. One of the best running backs this school has seen. Do you feel like, Craig, he belongs maybe in that top 5, top 3 running backs, or do you need to have more years at Arizona State to break that really tough group to be in?
Yeah, you probably need a little bit more longevity, but man, then you start looking at some of the things he's done. Look at his performance today, and he didn't even have to play the entire game, guys.
Yeah.
Who knows what he would have done today if this had been a 4-quarter effort for Cam, because they had no answer for him today. Absolutely no answer. Totri was up there making predictions about the score after the first quarter and at halftime because it was so apparent that Arizona's defense could not stop Cam Skattebo and the ASU offense.
Yeah, it was, they slaughtered him. They slaughtered him on the ground, as Cam has done a number of times this season.
Yeah, guys, I said this to Totri in the press box, but as crazy as ASU's ascent has been from where they were last season to this, on the flip side, on the other side of the field, it is wild to see how far Arizona has fallen in one season. This was a team, we were talking about it, with 13 starters returning at key positions. They were a dark horse favorite maybe to win the Big 12 title this season, while ASU was predicted to finish 16th out of 16 teams. How do you keep this coaching staff? I don't know if it's going to come out in the next few days, but I don't know how you accept what this team did this season and what this team did today on the field when they looked disorganized. They looked just disinterested in this game. That was, quite frankly, that was embarrassing for the University of Arizona, that performance today.
Yeah.
Couldn't have happened to better people, man. You just
By the
really
way, we
hate
got
to
about
see it.
2 lights. We got about 2 lights left on in the stadium here.
Oh.
They're turning off the lights on me. I might be in the dark here soon.
My goodness.
All right,
Well, Craig, we will let you go. You got a column coming out hopefully either tonight or in the next couple days. Is that correct?
Yeah, it'll be out tonight. I'm heading to a coffee shop because they kicked us out of the press box, so I got to go find somewhere to write.
Oh, my goodness.
You're not allowed to kick Craig Morgan out of a press box?
Yeah, I don't know who these people think they are.
Craig Morgan closes down the press box. What do they think they're doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Craig,
Yeah,
we appreciate
this
you taking the
adulation
time,
is
man.
gross. This adulation is just
sad.
gross. I got to get out of here.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Craig. We
See
appreciate
you
you taking
guys.
the time, man. Yeah, 49-7, your Arizona State Sun Devils getting the job done on the road in Tucson over the Arizona
What was that score again?
Wildcats. 49-7.
One more
My score
time?
prediction, 48-14, by the way.
That was good. It was good. Not correct.
No,
But
not
good.
correct. No,
Both of us were not
I
correct.
gave Arizona too much credit.
You did. So did I. Bob.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. We still have aftertaste. We got the drive of the game. We got sound from those post-game pressers. Of course, we've got closing time as well, Erik. But I think between you and me and the 200 people in the chat
who have definitely left a like already.
It
would be insane if they've been in the chat for this long and they haven't left a like.
It would be kind of gross.
A little disrespectful.
A tad.
But they would be able to make up for it by
sticking around
and
leaving a like.
Leaving a like. Easy enough. Problem solved.
Guys, you have the whole next 2 minutes to hit that like button, and we'll see you on the other side of this final break. Look, I felt really confident all week.
You did.
About this game. But you know when I felt the most confident?
No, I don't.
When we were driving down the 10 this morning, and there was a car. I'm not even joking on you. There was a Bronco in front of us.
Yes.
Probably for about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The entire way. Okay? The Sport, the Big Ben, the baby herself. My car.
Your love.
My car. My sweet prince that you can only get, okay, by going to see our friends over at Sanderson Ford. Look, if you haven't already, take advantage of the amazing Thank You Black Friday deal that Sanderson Ford has been running all month long, okay? Black Friday Thank You sale for the entire month of November with great offers on all sorts of vehicles, guys. Get a new 2024 F-150 truck with 3.9 APR financing for 66 months plus up to $4,000 cash back. Similar savings on over 900 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot. Plus, get an additional $1,000 Amazon gift card on a Bronco, Mach-E, Lightning, F-150, and Expedition on Black Friday, Saturday, and Monday. So don't miss the Sanderson Ford Black Friday thank you sale. All offers expire December 2nd.
What do I have on my head, Anthony Totri?
You have a hat.
What kind of hat?
A branded Bills hat.
And that is the best hat that you could possibly
get.
You
beat me to it, dude.
I didn't know if you knew where I was going.
Question. How could I not know?
Okay, let's continue this mind reading game.
Nope. Do what you got to do.
Well, Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. As of right now, I am, high performance podcaster. I need a lightweight hat. I need one that fits real nice, that feels real good. But I also use it, when I work out. I like to wear hats. I'm a hat guy.
You are a hat guy.
And I'm always wearing Brandon Bills, not only because of the breathability, not only because of the design, but because of the quality as well. And they have everything: snapbacks, truckers, fitted, beanies, and more. They have you covered with performance and style. And they, of course, partner with your 10-2 Arizona State Sun Devils, and they do charity work with the lowly Arizona Wildcats, as they also partner with them with their local company out of Mesa, Arizona. And if you would like to get an ASU Brandon Bills hat for 20% off, well, guess what? You can. All you have to do, head to BrandonBills.com. Use code PHNX for 20% off your first order. And as one of our great friends, Will, over here, who came to the takeover, always in the chat, is showing us, TCU still up 20-7 over Cincinnati.
They're driving, by the way.
It's in the second half. That is by far and away the most important game in Sun Devil Nation's life right now, is the TCU Horned Frogs, led by offensive analyst assistant Todd Graham.
I forgot about that.
Taking on the traitor Cincinnati Bearcats, who beat up on a team missing their starting quarterback, which is just so disrespectful.
I don't even know if you consider beat up.
No, they didn't beat them up.
Yeah, it's tough. Look, Craig mentioned about the vibes and the energy going on post-game with Kenny and some of the players. I do want to let everybody in the post-game take a listen here to what Xavier Alford had to say. A guy for Arizona State that was here last year through the 3-9 season, has been a very vocal leader for the team and for the defense so far this season. Xavier Alford just discussing the turnaround from last year to this year for your Arizona State Sun Devils.
Kenny, just the way the guys have bought in and the turnaround and what you guys have been able to accomplish.
You may have to answer.
Yeah.
Because you know me.
Yeah, facts. I got him. Man, it's just crazy, like, just to see, like, where we came from January, like, just assembling, like, me, all of three of us, having those conversations about, exactly where we are. But, we never looked ahead, we never let the outside people, influence us. We never let them, get in our heads thinking that we can't do something or can. We knew what we could do in the building, and it was just up to us to believe in the building. So, it's just a blessing. It's really just a blessing. I'm honored to be sitting here next to him, next to this guy, to play on this team. Obviously, with my story last year, not playing, like, coming back, putting all that passion into the offseason, fall camp, spring ball, to get where we are now, like, just a blessing. Can't put any words on it, really.
I mean, we'll give X his flowers in a second, but at the very beginning of that clip, you heard Kenny, and I think Kenny was going to cry. I think that Kenny, it was so emotional about the turnaround for the season and where they are right now that he made X answer it. But what a story for Xavier Alford, right?
Yeah.
Because of injury, you get here, you've been waiting for this moment. You've been waiting just to play football, and that in its own right is a victory. But to play football on this level, to be the one who gives the speech against Wyoming, to fire everybody up.
He gives a speech every game.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, you miss the season. You come in first game of the season. You are the guy who's getting everybody fired up. You play well the whole season. You go to 10-2 with a exclamation point of a domination victory over your rivals, and now you're sitting here with a chance to go to the Big 12 championship. Yeah. You've done all that you could do. What a story for X. What a story for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, and Xavier Alford obviously couldn't play last year because of the NCAA waiver. And to have the type of season that he's had leading this defense, and knowing that if he wants to, he can return next year for your Arizona State Sun Devils, that would be absolutely huge. But you've got Alford on the defensive side, and of course you've got Cam Skattebo, the guy that you just have to give love to. Cam Skattebo, the guy, the Arizona State running back, that belongs in the Heisman conversation. No questions asked. He was asked post-game on why he plays football, on why he plays with the intensity and the passion that he does, and this was his answer.
Football to make people happy. I play to win football games and put smiles on people's faces.
I do it because my teammates have my back, and there's nothing better than a brotherhood that football brings to your life. Connections, I'll have these connections for the rest of my life until I'm passed away and dead. I'll know these people until all of us are dead. And that's what's so special about this. You can make $500 million, but the connections are what's deep, in the brotherhood and everything that you build in between the lines, outside of the money and everything else.
He is the mold for what Kenny Dillingham wants at Arizona State. You heard it right there. You can make $500 million. You could do all sorts of amazing things financially for your family, but it's about the connections. It's about those relationships, and that's what Kenny is trying to build here at Arizona State. He's trying to build a culture of guys that are passionate for the guy next to him, that will go to war every single day, every single game for those guys in that locker room, and that's what they've got. Not just with Scat, but guys all along the team. You heard Craig talk about it afterwards, and you saw it on social media. Jordan Tyson was obviously bummed in the sling coming out of the locker room, but when he found that the freshman, Erik Skattebo, was able to find the end zone on his first career catch,
what a moment.
He was elated, dude. Absolutely elated.
What a moment. I'm at the point now where I have to push back on something that you said.
Push back.
By the way.
Push.
You said Kenny Dillingham is trying.
I guess doing.
To establish that
you're
culture.
Right, you're right.
There is no more try
you're right.
with this.
There is only
it's
two.
established. It is made. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed next season. Nothing is guaranteed for the rest of the season. But if anything is proven with this season so far is that everything you said he's trying to do, he has done. Yeah. And no matter what happens after this, he deserves an immense amount of credit. But I forgot your other point. What did you bring up from there? Because I was just thinking about how you were wrong, and it just
hijacked. You
hijacked being wrong, it just blinded me.
You hijacked me, man.
It was like I was like a dog, and I just got distracted by a shiny object because I just oh no, he's wrong.
You just called yourself a dog?
Yes, I'm the dog. Roof.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, boy, let me ask you.
Oh, you talked about Drew and the touchdown and everything. By the way, that
shout
was
out Trent Bourguet.
The Bourguet to Bourguet connection.
And Erik Skattebo. I feel like I'm definitely pronouncing his name wrong. On that, 63, 64-yard connection.
Yeah, insane.
His first career catch, dude.
It was funny because
was a walk-on.
He was cooking in camp.
He was
cooking in camp to the point where you kind of thought to yourself, is this kid ever going to get a snap this year? It's highly unlikely, but you never know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it happens to be this one. An incredible, incredible moment for him. The Bourguet to Bourguet connection. Yeah. Where they're from.
Coben's first career catch.
Of course, Trenton has not gotten a chance to see the field this season. It's funny. We talked about it going into the season about the quarterback competition. It kind of felt like, my tagline was one way or another, the ball always finds Trenton Bourguet. And,
it did.
This whole season it hadn't until today. In the coolest moment that you could possibly have in your basically hometown.
In his last
game. To his brother. I mean, what is better than that? I can't imagine a moment better than that because it also didn't come like you were down 40 and then you got put in the game.
You were up
40 and you got put in the game. I truly storybook stuff happening at Arizona State University.
And the story isn't over yet. Again, TCU still up on Cincinnati as it stands right now. Cincinnati does have the football. They are driving. It's 1st and 10 on the Cincinnati 33. As it stands right now. 10 minutes left in that third quarter. Again, if you're an Arizona State fan, you are rooting for TCU to win that game. If they do, Arizona State punching their ticket to the Big 12 title game. I do want to get to aftertaste, Erik. And this was easy. What was delicately dropped into your face cave?
Champagne.
Because
we're celebrating.
Ooh, that was a good one.
We're celebrating.
We are celebrating.
It tastes nice. Victory.
I don't like champagne, to be honest with you.
That's okay. You don't have to. It's more of a statement.
It's a silly statement. Why can't people celebrate with good stuff?
Like neutrals?
Yeah, neutrals. I'm a big fan of orange juice. I don't hate
That's
celebrating.
The lamest thing I've ever heard.
Why?
Imagine you win the Big 12 championship and you're popping bottles of orange juice. Get out of here.
You could make it. You could make.
I got pulp in my eye.
You could make it a tequila sunrise, and you could put tequila
now you're
in
talking.
there. That's what my aftertaste is. That worked for you, Captain Redbeard. This was a tequila sunrise. Some orange juice, a little bit of tequila. Start your day, okay? Start your December, which is just a day away, the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, with a big fat dub, with a big fat glass of OJ and some tequila.
Some what?
Tequila.
Some tequila.
It's tequila. Come on, man.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking
struggling?
about.
You struggling
I don't
right
know
now?
what you're talking about. I'm
That's
sorry.
fair. So you said champagne. I said tequila sunrise.
We're just going alcohol.
What do you got, Captain Sun? Or
Captain Sunrise?
Yeah.
Captain Sunrise is kind of
Captain
sick.
Sunrise.
Captain
low-key
Sunrise
goes
is kind of
crazy.
sick.
It's my secondary nickname.
I like it.
Captain Sunrise. Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the alcohol theme.
Love it.
You know, we're partying. We
are.
dominated the Wildcats. It's a vodka Red Bull kind of night.
Oh.
We're getting fired up.
No
Yeah.
free ads, though.
No free ads.
No free ads. But
Vodka
yes.
and bleed.
Yeah.
And
Vo-
bleep.
Vodka bleep.
Kansas
vodka bleep.
State just
Oh.
ties it up
Oh, we love that.
against Iowa
Again,
State.
We're
Again,
all on TCU right now.
yeah,
but that's
TCU,
big.
but you're also rooting for Kansas State if that game
And
doesn't
then
go.
if that game doesn't go right, you're rooting for BYU. Okay, we have two different ways that we can go. We can either read some super chats or we can go to drive of the game. What would you like to do?
I want to go to the drive of the game, and then I want to get to super chats, and then I
Okay.
want to get to closing time. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds like a good game plan to me.
Okay.
And then afterwards, do you want to drive back to Phoenix? And by you, I mean me.
I think we kind of have to.
Yeah, I think we kind of have to.
Okay.
What?
I drove you to every
Wait, that
game
wasn't a
this
shot?
season.
That wasn't a shot at all.
It sounded like a shot.
That was not a shot at all.
It sounded like a shot.
No,
Did that
'cause-
not
no,
sound like a shot?
Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely not a
actually don't
shot.
think
That
a
was
shot.
literally me being genuine, like, oh no, you don't have to drive, I'm driving. Please let me drive you,
I
Anthony Totri.
understand Eric's tone.
This is come on, man. You be better than this. Be better than this. Be better than
Get
this.
to the drive of the game,
Be
Buster.
better than this. Drive the game, of course, brought to you by our great, great friends over at Sanderson Ford. Make sure you check out their Black Friday thank you sale. Football's back, and so are the deals. Football's really back.
It really
in Tempe.
is.
At
It's so
Arizona's
back.
largest Ford dealership, Sanderson Ford. Shop America's most awarded Ford dealership. No hassle, no pressure, no nonsense. No hassle, unlike what I said right there. The drive of the game for your Arizona State Sun Devils in complete, thorough domination was the first drive of the game. Because you took it 9 plays.
9 plays.
75 yards.
75 big
5
ones.
minutes
5
and
minutes.
28 seconds, and you end it with a touchdown. You put it right in
Boom.
Cam Skattebo. And at that point,
Boom.
at that point in the game, any slight
Boom.
0.01% of fear that I had washed away. You knew in
I
that
told
moment.
you on the way
You
here.
knew in that moment. You knew in that moment. It was over. It was over. The moment that Cam Skattebo crossed the line and put 6 on the board. Done. Over.
Yeah.
Finito.
Okay. Anymore?
No.
Finish him.
Finish him.
Okay.
Fatality.
I love it. I think that's a great drive of the game.
What did I miss?
You didn't miss anything. I just want to have a conversation with you.
Uh-oh. Am I in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble at
Okay.
all. I just want to know when you're going to start trusting me a little bit more, because we discussed
Tomorrow.
it. We discussed it on the ride here. We did,
Yeah.
right, in full transparency. And you
Yeah.
said you were a tad scared. You asked me.
Okay,
you
well,
said-
let me
you
get
said-
context.
You said, and Kyle, you were here for this. He said, "Okay, off camera, right? Are you nervous at all?"
Yeah, it was a question.
And what was my response?
Your response was no.
And you said,
And I said this.
You said-
Let me explain
okay,
myself before
explain
you put
yourself.
words in my mouth.
"Explain yourself."
I said, the reason why I have the smallest twinge of fear in me
Twinge.
is because of nothing that this program has done. It is because of absolutely nothing of them not earning my trust, earning my faith, or anything like that. The fear that dwelled within me was from years past, from teams past, from coaching staffs past, from high moments in the past that got undercut. They swept the leg like Karate Kid, and you fell down to just as low as high as you were. It was nothing to do with this game. It was nothing to do with this team, and it was certainly nothing to do with the Arizona Wildcats, and everything to do with my PTSD as a Sun Devil fan. And that being said, what did I say after that? I said, you dominate today, and that demon has been exorcised. It is over. I am past it. I am done. I will not feel that way again. This was the final step, and they hurdled it.
So that just, again, brings me back to my question. When are you going to start trusting me?
Probably tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow.
Not today.
Okay. What about you, Captain Redbeard? Do you trust me when I say things?
Yeah.
Like, you trust me?
Yeah, I would say so.
Thank
Who do you trust more?
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not going to answer that right now.
He's not going to answer that because it's me.
I don't think it is you. I
It's
don't think, well,
totally
it
me.
depends what the trust is about.
Anything. It's me.
Kyle.
No comment.
Kyle.
Kyle's
No
looking at me.
comment.
Captain.
Kyle is giving
I'm looking at
Totri.
both of you.
Totri is getting a
Captain.
big fat middle finger from Captain Redbeard right now.
Whoa.
He says,
See,
I'm
look,
lying
he's
to
a
you.
liar.
I know.
He's a liar.
Yeah,
and
that doesn't help my case.
instigator.
He's
Doesn't
a
help my
liar and a
case.
thief.
Doesn't help my case at all.
Unbelievable.
Okay, here's going to help my case, at least with the chat. Can we get to Super Chats?
We can
And
get to Super
can
Chats.
the wonderful man who trusts me the most, Captain Redbeard, Captain Sunrise, can you please read us some wonderful Super Chats?
Yeah, we have a few from JH. He says, did y'all know if ASU is 12 and we make it to the 3 college football playoffs when the first round we will play the 4 seed in Glendale, Arizona in the Fiesta Bowl. ASU.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
They do need some help to get that bye week. Obviously, the highest ranked conference champions right now, Boise State still has that edge as what is likely going to be the Mountain West champion. So you are praying for a Boise State fumble in the Mountain West championship game or one of those other conference champions to really, really take a hit. But yeah, Arizona State potentially in the Fiesta Bowl would be, that would be a home game. That'd be a home game for Arizona State. It would be incredible.
Sorry, Kevin's in the chat and just said Erik's a bad guy.
You're not a bad guy. You're not the greatest dude I've ever met.
Whoa! Ow!
You just said that he flipped me the bird. He did not flip me the bird. He trusts me more.
The suffering.
If you can't tell, we like each other.
The hatred.
Oh, and boys.
What?
We've got a 12-hour stream that we have to do.
If all this works out.
Oh, yeah. If all this works out.
There's a 12-hour stream.
I forgot about that. That's a... Oof.
Chat, do you think I'm a bad person? Let me know.
I don't think you're a bad guy. I didn't say you're a bad guy.
No, but Kevin did.
Kevin
it might
said
be
you're a
because
bad
I dropped
guy.
the diss track on his favorite team.
Ooh, we got to get to that later, too.
We do.
We got another super chat?
Yeah. This is from Legendary-ish Dad.
Love it.
He says, AZ is my home, but I live in Fort Worth now. So ready to show up at Jerry's World to see my Devils rock the Big 12 championship.
Let's go. That's the kind of energy that you need to have, right? With obviously still so much to play for, whether it is a Big 12 title or a bowl game of some other magnitude. You got to find a way, if you're an Arizona State fan, to try and make it out to Jerry World if the Devils are playing in the Big 12 title game.
Yeah.
Because,
we're going to try our best.
When in Rome, baby. When in Rome. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. What's Shane freaking out in the chat about?
I don't know. He says, Jesus Totri, what the hell, bro? Maybe because you're like, you're not, you told me I'm not the greatest guy that you've ever met, and I'm the greatest guy he's ever met.
I think he's talking about I think he's saying I jinxed it. Oh, no, he said Erik's a solid guy. Erik is not. What?
I appreciate that, Shane.
I don't know what he's saying.
I think he meant Erik is hot. That's probably what he meant.
Yeah, I think that's what
I think it was a little
We
typo.
got another super chat. Also, wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been watching and listening
Tony!
all day long.
Hi, Tony.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, we have another one from Legendary-ish Dad. He asks, can we get a Jordan Tyson toe tap catch PHNX shirt?
That'd be nice.
We'll
have to make some calls.
That is a Gregory Esposito question.
That is, but I will say this. If you want some new ASU shirts, we have those at our locker, and we do have Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on, so make sure you check that out. You can get it for a discounted price. Some really cool designs. So maybe no Jordan Tyson toe tap because it takes a long time to get shirts made and designs approved and everything, but we do have 2 new ASU shirts right now, Activate the Valley, and then another super secret special one I don't want to spoil unless you go there. But it's super secret and special.
Why is it super secret and special?
You know why.
I got it, by the way.
You got that shirt?
It was a part of the Black Friday.
Yeah,
I ordered 3 shirts. No, okay. 2 shirts, 1 tank top, 1 hoodie.
Yeah. Where's the Speedo?
That's actually yours. That's your doing here.
Oh, is it?
I didn't commit to a Speedo.
That's true.
Yeah, that's you.
I haven't either because I have not been provided with receipts.
Can somebody? Okay, I'm gonna make an announcement for everybody that listens to the show, watches the show. If you're a true actual diehard of the show, do us a solid. Go find the show where he said that he was going to wear a Speedo if Arizona State was going to the Big 12 title game.
Yeah, find it.
Please find it. Please clip it.
Do it.
Tag him.
I'm asking.
Tag him. I want
send it.
I know for a fact that he said this.
Sure.
But I can't find it myself.
Yeah, I need physical proof.
And that's valid.
Because it sounds like something I would say. I'm not denying that I've said it, but I don't remember the exact parameters in which I said it. Therefore, I need to be provided with actual proof.
Yeah.
And once I am, then I will do the thing that I am actually dreading more than the 12 or 24-hour stream.
That's valid. Guys, I do want to say, if you are watching this on television, the fun continues over at Go PHNX PHNX.com. Obviously, the PHNX Sun Devils postgame is still rocking and rolling. We are going to continue to sift through these super chats. We have more, do we not, Captain Redbeard?
Yeah, a few more. We have one from Lonnie Johansson. Says $5 go ASU.
Forks up. Lonnie was in our chat in the offseason when the Big 12 move and everything happened and was welcoming people. BYU fan, Lonnie, but we appreciate you being in here, showing your support.
Shout out to everybody that's dropping super chats.
Yeah,
Some
super
awesome
chats,
stuff. We appreciate
incredible
you guys.
stuff.
And then one final one. This guy says, no amount of alcohol from the Circle K is going to make me even remotely feel better after this bleep game.
I'm assuming you're a U of A fan.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, I'm glad you're here on the Sun Devils postgame. Hopefully we can
love
make you
that.
feel better
We
about
love
your
that.
dog trash program.
Or not.
Yeah, probably not.
No, it's cool.
I'm actually a really bad guy to U of A fans.
You are a bad guy, and it started this morning. It started
Did
this
it?
morning, when you dropped your diss track.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That did happen.
It did happen.
I got so many people just hating on me for this.
How did you feel about the final product?
Throwing tomatoes. It might be a top 10 song ever. Ever. Like, ever made.
Wow.
Ever made.
I mean, that's
I think what really took it over the top was I had it all laid out. I had everything recorded. First of all, you backed out of a verse. Very weak of you.
Whoa.
Second
Your
of
guys
all,
weren't in touch with my guys in the proper time
my guys
frame.
isn't me.
You didn't talk to my lawyers.
I wrote my second verse Thanksgiving night after the ASU game.
Yeah.
I asked you to write a verse the week before.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Post Malone wanted me to write a verse. J. Cole did the same thing. Dude.
Yeah,
like I
and-
got.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing
I'm
that.
busy. I'm
looking
busy.
forward to hearing
I had
that.
to turn them down too, though.
Yeah. Anyways, I would say it is perfect for exactly what I wanted it to be, which is just good enough to make you not turn it off halfway through, but mainly a joke. And I thought Captain Redbeard did a great job on the video. I thought you did a great job suggesting the auto-tune. I thought that really just, made this from something that was good to an instant classic.
Yeah. No, I think, look, it may not be a top 10 song of all time, but you bet your bottom dollar it's an instant classic.
Yeah. Shane says Totri backing out was the most obvious thing ever.
Okay.
He was never going to rap.
Be
He
on the
told me
lookout.
he was going to come in like 06 Lil Wayne.
Be on the lookout for the Shane Diefenbach diss track that's coming.
Diss track in
at
the
some
off
point.
season? We just write diss tracks on each other.
Yeah.
Y'all would be smoked.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Okay, are we playing the diss
I think
track?
so. For everybody in the chat that hasn't heard it, that doesn't have the Twitters.
Let's see how many people leave.
Okay.
Let's see. I lost 25 followers.
Did you really?
I lost 25 followers.
That's
It's
I'm
really
sorry,
funny.
buddy.
No,
I'm sorry.
laughing.
I'm
If you
sorry.
can't handle the creativity, you can't handle the genius. It's fine.
I guess that's fair. Without further ado, Smack the A by Erik Ruby.
PHNX Sun Devils, hate week, taking over Tucson. We ain't gonna back the A. Nah, we gonna smack the A. Listen, we gonna smack. Man, smack the A. I'll do it every day. Oh, I clock and they. I'll be getting by in Tucson. We party in Tempe, and I don't even need to bring up Kenny Day. Cause y'all suck with Brennan, wish all season was ended. Ain't no pretending that y'all so contending. I'm really, really, really sorry. This wasn't the happiest ending, not. Cause y'all slipping like not. We sick of it's not. That's all that you got. All this talent and first round picks. I cannot believe you made winning that hard. Cause we got together through murkier weather. Facts. And weather the storm. We still hate you, Herm Edwards, but don't matter because we got better endeavors. The Big 12 was waiting. Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. I forgot that was your conference to take it. Gotta wake you up like Folgers. You got no drive, anti-Georgia. I can't wait for Scat to put you on your back so we can go ahead and just roll ya. Man, I smoke a Wildcat pack till y'all fade. Back shoulder, and I'm standing on business right here, right now. I told ya, we gon' smack. Man, smack the A. I'll do it every day. Oh, I clock and they. I'll be getting by in Tucson. We party in Tempe, and I don't even need to bring up Kenny Day. So much debt, can't count it on a calculator. You need some of that money that Kenny gave up. Really hope you enjoyed your glory. Let's sit for a second and tell you a story. Two confident Wildcats, more like Icarus. Thought it was sweet, ended up being licorice. Nothing but a massive disappointment. You're like a rash with no ointment, or more like a bathroom with no toilet, or more like some meat that was spoiling, or more like a creak on a door hinge, or more like the stringy things on an orange. And the moral of the story is y'all just suck. Time to put you to sleep. Think you need a good tuck, and if we keep it a buck, I won't wish you luck, cause I pray on your downfall and I don't give up. Going smack, man, smack the A. I'll do it every day. Oh, I clock and they. All right, cut the track. Too many people leaving the chat.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just early on a new trend. Y'all
What's
are going to
the trend?
see. The trend is really bad music, and you're going to see that trend carry. It's going to be atop the charts, and you are going to make sure that Smack the A is credited for all of that success. Yeah, shout out to the 20 people that left. Those are probably the same 20 people that unfollowed me after I posted that.
Valid.
I mean, the most hate I've ever gotten, bar none, and it was hilarious. I was liking every comment. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like,
You
ASU's
gotta
totally
lean
losing
into the
today.
hate,
Like,
brother. Lean into the hate.
there's nothing else that you could do. I mean, we're just having fun, chat. It's just
We're vibing.
all about the fun. That's
We're
really
vibing.
it. I mean, I'm having fun. Are you having
I'm
fun?
having a good time.
Kyle, are you having fun? Sorry, Captain Sunrise.
Captain
Oh, yeah.
Redbeard.
We're having a great time.
Good.
Great time?
Great.
Having a great time.
Well, is it a different time?
Yeah, it is time. But I want to know what you think. Just give me your final thoughts.
Final
on this
thoughts on this game.
one. The last regular season game of 2024.
No matter what happens for the rest of the season, Big 12 championship, no Big 12 championship, whatever, the Arizona State Sun Devils were the best story in college football, going from picked last in their conference, picked to win 3 games or less by some people, to be the outcast of their new conference, to be the outcast of college football. Kenny Dillingham, Sam Leavitt, Cam Skattebo, Jordan Tyson, and every other person on that team played a massively important role in making this a program to be reckoned with for the now and for the future. 10 wins right now should be celebrated, but it is not the end. There is more to do, but there is plenty to be proud of. And if there's one thing you should be of this team, it is damn proud. Support them. Sun Angel Collective. Show up to games. Support other sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, wrestling, triathlon, golf, whatever it is. Make sure you support, because if there's anything this season has proven, is that when you support, we get better. And can you imagine if this team got better?
It'd be scary for the rest of the Big 12.
It's possible.
Look, before we get out of here and I give my final takeaways, want to tell everybody, head over to the PHNX locker. We got some new stuff.
I didn't even know that we had the glasses and the mugs.
We just got, these just dropped.
Wow.
We got some pint glasses. We got some mugs, obviously, for your Arizona State Sun Devils. The Activate the Valley t-shirt.
All on sale.
We've got,
by the way,
the newest ASU t-shirt, Echo from the Buttes. And so much more. Again, take advantage of this amazing Black Friday sale that we have going on. PHNX Locker. Go get your hands on all the new ASU merch. And go get yourself a mug, okay? Start your day with some coffee.
Sip your orange juice.
Sip
your
orange
victory
juice.
orange
I
juice.
will.
I know you
That
will.
is my right, okay? Captain Redbeard, it is time. We've been rocking and rolling for quite some time now. It is closing time. This segment is powered by Neutral. Keep it tasty, Tempe, and enjoy responsibly. Look, guys, time to get out of here with a couple of takeaways, starting with the legend himself, Quattro, number 4, Cam Skattebo. I don't care what anybody says. That man is a legend in the maroon and gold, and he is going to live on in Arizona State history for some time. Second, the right guy at the right time. Kenny Dillingham is the man in charge. He is the guy to lead Arizona State to a place they haven't been in quite some time, and potentially ever in that college football playoff. We are in wait-and-see mode. And then finally, more to go. This Arizona State season isn't over. They are 10-2 with a chance, again, to play in the college football playoff, with a chance to play in the Big 12 title game. But, of course, you're still in wait-and-see mode as the rest of the conference finishes out the regular season. Do us a solid. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button on your way out. Give us a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow this guy at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K.
Can I say something?
You can say something.
Shout out to this dude.
To this dude.
Shout out to this dude, Anthony Totri, right here. because this dude is so prepared and organized and good at what he does. I've worked with a lot of people, and this dude is as solid as any of them. Make sure you support him. Follow him at Anthony_Totri. Bringing banger tweets like telling you what Bobby Hurley's record is straight up and getting like 600 retweets. I mean, just that guy. But he's been amazing in coverage for ASU from long before this season, long before I was on the show. Shane, of course, Sean, through all the producers and everything as well, through the terrible seasons and the 50-point blowouts, he was here for you every step of the way. So I'm glad that he gets this moment to share with you guys as we possibly go to Dallas for a Big 12 championship.
Let's have some more moments, man.
Let's do it, man.
Let's have some more moments. Again, give Captain Redbeard a follow as well at KCoop Sports. And again, if you're not following us for that content, maybe follow us to figure out if Arizona State will go to that Big 12 title game, because we will be bringing you updates all evening long. Newest AP poll drops tomorrow. Newest college football playoff rankings drop on Tuesday. We're going to have content out the wazoo.
Yes.
Out the wazoo. Guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. And as always, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.